No mai haramai te whānau. Welcome to Big Hairy News or Bright Hairy News on a Friday with myself and my favourite, Detective Rogers. You are muted. So it was it. I pushed the button, guys. I pushed
Your
it.
favorite. You can't say that.
I'm allowed to say it.
You can't. You have a co-host. You have a permanent co-host.
Yeah, I mean, I love M's, but
Oh no! Don't.
you know, you're my favourite. It's all right. It's all right.
Of the you're muted phrase.
Yes. Well, anyway, how's your week been? How have you been?
Exhausting. I am knackered from a 12-hour shift today, so hopefully I bring some energy, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, no, that's a long shift. So thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me today on
Always.
our little Easter special. Good to see everyone in the chat tonight. I hope you've all been having a wonderful Easter Friday. Hopefully none of you forgot that the supermarkets were closed today, unlike a certain co-host I have over here.
Turns out my local grocer was open anyway.
Oh, they were?
Yep. Yep. That's what you get when you work outside the monopoly. So
magic.
yeah, you
I
got
love
to
that
stay.
for you.
Yeah, that was great.
No,
I
that's
needed
awesome.
So I went and I found the smallest one I could find, but still gigantic.
Really?
Yes. So I had to cut it up, put it in some drink here.
Oh, okay. Nice. Got a little fancy water.
Yep, cucumber's delicious. It's my favorite.
mean, to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of cucumber myself, but I do like a little bit of cucumber in like a lemon water.
Yeah. No, that's what I got in there too. Well, I don't have lemon; I have lime.
Oh, I mean, lime's even better. Like
cucumber, lime, and maybe something else.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, I can't highlight comments.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're sitting in the peasant seat today, so no comments for you. I have all the power.
I was gonna highlight the one about me knowing it all along, and I was gonna do the It was me all along, Austin. I need that as a soundbite.
To be fair, I watch too much Dropout, so for me it would be like, I've been here the whole time. So, but different strokes, different folks. Speaking of my week, though, I had a bit of a fun one. Since I like to show you guys photos, I've got them prepared. I got invited to go see a viewing of Hunt for the Wilderpeople at Parliament by Kahurangi Carter, which was very lovely of her. So I took a few mates down, and we got to hear from some of the cast themselves. And I had just, I'm sure you probably don't watch it, but for those who do, you might recognize the principal from Heartbreak High sitting next to Kahu in this picture. My brain's just gone blank on her name, and that's so bad. I should have probably prepared that, eh?
That's the COVID room, right?
That is the COVID room. Yeah, that's exactly how I introduced it to my friends. I'm like, we're going into the COVID room. Since everybody, Rachel House, thank you. There you go, Rachel House. PTSD. And so, yeah, it was real buzzy because I had literally been binge watching the latest season of Heartbreak High. And so get to Parliament, had to get sent to different desks because they keep telling you a different desk is where they can help you. And then got to go in, saw her and went, holy shit, I just spent like way too long watching you before I went to bed. So it was real fun. We got to hear some cool little anecdotes from the cast and crew. We took selfies with the COVID things because why not? It's so fun. But yeah, it was great.
Was this your first watch of the movie?
No. So I obviously saw the movie probably when it first came out. And to be honest, I don't really think I had seen it either since it came out or maybe, like at least a good maybe 6-7 years, and obviously this was the 10-year anniversary. So I believe there's screenings going around the country at the moment for Easter weekend. And it was awesome because I think when I first watched the movie, I was obviously in my fresh 20s. I was a very different person. And I think watching it, especially after, kind of being in this space that we're in now, definitely hit different. Like they made a Five Eyes reference, which just like caught me off guard because I obviously didn't remember that. And just, yeah, obviously the whole state care. I remember kind of thinking when I was watching the movie, like, man, imagine if instead of like sending kids to boot camp, we like sent kids to farms to learn practical skills. Like the way that kind of Julian's character develops over the thing. I was like, why the hell would they want to take him away and put him into the foster care system when he's turned into the good kid you wanted? So yeah, it was definitely obviously I was a fool and I forgot to take tissues because I always cry at movies. I'm terrible, honestly. So yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was that the arc that Sam Neill learns to care? That's the arc, right?
I mean, pretty much that is the arc. Like, I mean,
arc, learning to care.
It's very much that like kind of quiet old man that you got to slowly warm him up over time, kind of like a cat.
I think the only other time when the movies that they're not learning to care, they're learning not to care. I think that's the only other. That's the two plot lines. There's two basic plot lines. I've reduced it to that: learning to care and learning not to care.
Yes, pretty much. And yeah, actually, Noah made it kind of like Outward Bound. Yeah, exactly. Never did Outward Bound, but I remember hearing about it heaps when I was in high school because all the sporty kids obviously wanted to do it. For me, I was like, nah, not for me. And I mean, yes, sometimes I can cry after a movie or just be really sad. It's that over emotional empathy type style, the fun.
I was loving the contrast of only 2 flags being in there after recently watching it was at Winston Peters doing his stand up.
Oh yes,
500 flags behind him, like it was a Nazi.
Although, I mean, yeah, it was crazy seeing Nikki back at the COVID podium for, God, I think it was one of the fuel announcements. Yeah, fuel announcement. I don't know. They do so many announcements at the moment. I just...
Watch an announcement.
Sorry?
Did you watch an announcement? Sorry? Did I misinterpret that?
No. I was more making a commentary because I think it was last Friday, Ems and I were talking about how Nicola has been using other podiums and spaces to do her announcements. She's like been very much avoiding the COVID room, as you called it. It's called the Theaterette, which I finally remembered. And it's actually quite a nice space. Very accommodating seats, which my fat ass loves. But yeah, it's a great movie. I'm sure most of us have seen Hunt for the Wilder People. But if you haven't, somehow, go watch it. It is an amazing movie. And like Kahu kind of said, she said in a speech in the beginning, it was really interesting for her because it was the first time that she had seen a Māori story told in that way, that also obviously talked about, the state care system, which is obviously, I guess it opened the door for a lot more conversations and that kind of stuff. And also kind of ties in too with her current members bill that is just passed its first reading in the House as of Thursday for her satire bill, basically. So jokes can not be illegal, which obviously for me, I'm very excited for this
to up Molly and me.
What? No, we'll get depressed soon enough. Don't worry, Fano. I'm sure we will. But yeah, it's also, I totally agree. It is hard to believe that it's been 10 years since it. I feel like the passage of time is really starting to hit at the moment. And so I love it.
It's been that long since World of People. It's probably been about 13 years since Boy, I would think. I think Boy was about 12, I think. Boy was, I think.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Honestly, I can't remember exactly. I'd have to remember what basically what class I was in. Was I in like which class in high school or intermediate? I think I was in high school when it came out.
15 years.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Don't say that.
15 to 16.
Oh no. Also, yes, finally. Well, actually, not yet. We're only past the first reading. Once we get past the third reading, then we're in. Yes, that's right. It was Wednesday. Sorry, correction. It was the same day that Gary's petition was taken to Parliament, which I saw a video of you on her Instagram. It was good to see you on there, Gary. Also, thank you for putting forward that petition. Awesome mahi. Sorry.
About that.
Oh yeah, your mic's a little odd actually. It's kind of
just be closer. Is it odd?
Well, I think it's partially because you seem to be a little like your camera's kind of things are jittery. So I don't know if there's something going on in the background that you want to.
Like the camera's jittery on your end.
Yeah, camera and sometimes the audio.
Okay. Interesting.
Don't know why though.
I can turn the mic up. I might reconnect it. I'll try that.
Turn it off and on again. Always a good plan. Always a good plan. But while you do that, actually, I should probably do all of our good plugs and things. Because we have some thank yous. So obviously wanting to say a big thank you to our patrons. Here we go. Yep, big hearing news. Thank you to all of our patrons who support the show. Obviously, without your support, we would not be able to do what we do, and Pat wouldn't be able to do all the scheming and planning that he does in the background. And if you do like what we do and you would like to support, feel free to go to Patreon for as little as $5 a month, all the way up to something crazy like $2.50 a month. If you've got one of them good jobs, we'd really appreciate your support. Obviously, if you can't support long term like that, there is also the chats here on YouTube, and also just sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing, hitting the bell for notifications. Oh, why am I coming through your way?
What? You're coming through now.
Yeah, you've done something weird. There you go. Go fix it. Doing weird shit over there. We do not need to hear two me's. And also, we have our website, bhn.nz. This is a great space to go if you want to catch up on what we've been up to. Obviously, all the latest videos here on the homepage. Up in the top right, if you want to join Discord, just come to bhn.nz and hit that Discord button. There's also Patreon and a donate button. You can also go to our shop, where we sell many a great wear. We have the iconic Nikki No Boats, our boys, our buffer, our four hosts. We have our amazing Ditch the Pricks and 26 merch, which I'm obsessed with. And you can get t-shirts and badges. And oh, he finally uploaded the stickers, guys. They're on the website. Hell yeah. So if you want to get any of our new stickers, especially the BHN sticker that we have not had, head over to bhn.nz and go pick yourself some awesome little wares. And I believe that's my Patreon plug for today. And since it seems like the detective's still busy, I also have some quick PSAs for us that I shall pop onto my screen. Apologies for the light mode. I am on a different account. I would not normally have this. But I thought what I would do is I would just give a quick little PSA. I saw here that Rewiring Aotearoa are doing a tour across the country. For those of you who don't know, Rewiring Aotearoa Chewy mentions them all the time. Mike here just won one of the awards at the New Zealander of the Year awards, and he's going to be going to a bunch of places. So he'll be in Auckland at a range of locations. Same with Wellington, Tauranga. Go away, Facebook. Oh, is it going to be annoying like this? All right. No, I am not coming through. Okay. That is wonderful. Bit quiet, but maybe I'll see if I can. I can also potentially turn you up on my end. Is that better? Didn't really sound like it went up much. How low am I? Got. You're like a little low. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. And if you guys think he needs to be a bit louder, just let us know. And yet, hard to figure out where to put all those stickers, There's so many good ones. Yeah. You're not used to, you're not in the StreamYard. You're in the OBS verse, which is very complicated comparatively. But yeah, if you want to go to any of those events for Rewiring Aotearoa, just go to. They can't hear you. Oh, what are you doing on your end? I feel like. How about maybe leave and enter again?
I'm just switching to my normal mic.
All right, okay. I can hear you, and now you're very loud. And that means
you're not going to get your wish of sound bites. I'm sorry.
That's fine. For some reason I can't turn you down now though. Can you turn yourself down? You're a tiny bit loud on my end. Oh yeah, for me, just a tiny bit. Or I can turn it down. Okay, I'll just turn it down.
How's this?
There you go. Apparently it's better. Everyone thinks it's better.
Okay.
Everyone's happy.
Magenta but yes, if you would that we have sound bites, but that's not going to happen. So
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But if you'd like to go to any of those events for Rewiring Aotearoa, they will be giving out prizes, including like EV chargers, solar panels, and a bunch of sick stuff. They're free to go to as well. So I've already booked my ticket in. I will definitely be going to that when they come through Wellington, and if they're coming to a place near you, I would definitely recommend hitting them up. And then
a lot quieter than you. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's weird. Must just be on my end.
Maybe that person's
Feel free to
behind.
turn yourself up a little bit.
No, nice level now. James is saying nice level. I'm gonna
all right,
James.
All right. Easy peasy.
James is telling me what I want to hear. That's confirmation bias. That's what I like.
Well, now that you're here and we can hear you, I guess we should probably get into the show.
Goodness. All right, hold up.
Who cares? They can hear you. Something's better than nothing. Anyway.
There you go. 120.
Your mum's 120. Yeah, I'm mature. It's Friday on Easter with me. But we'll jump into our first story today, which I know a lot of people have been talking about.
20 minutes of testing the mic.
Exactly. That's why we're moving on. Why was Chris Bishop unceremoniously dumped as campaign chair in Luxons cabinet reshuffle? I kind of loved this article. It's a slightly different take on the one with the announcement. I do think, though, we'll listen to a small bit of what Luxon has to say, but I'm going to just skip ahead to when he starts talking about Penny Simmons, because there's been a lot of we'll let him talk.
Defence Minister, but also as in the NZDF himself, leaves him well qualified to lead the work our government is doing in raising the status and the capability of our armed forces. Secondly, Penny Simmons also joins Cabinet with responsibility now for all of the tertiary education sector in science, innovation and technology. Penny has successfully delivered reforms to the vocational education sector on time and in budget, and is also from outside her portfolio, outside Cabinet.
So yeah, all of education, which I find concerning given the fact that she is literally the destroyer of Te Pūkenga, and Te Awaha no longer exists anymore under her leadership, I guess, in that area. I noted the language that he used there in terms of the fact that she did a great job and was on time and on budget.
She was on time.
Didn't say if she did it, like, that doesn't actually show that she did a good job at what she did. Not at all. No quality, no, efficiency. It's just she did it on time, cut the budget. Like, I think it's crazy considering she was also, I believe it's actually mentioned.
What happened to Erica Stanford? Did she just lose her portfolio?
I actually haven't looked as much into
education
Erica.
She was on? I thought she was on education.
No, I was looking for Simmons. Yeah, so Simmons, does it have Erica in this one? I don't actually know if Erica is mentioned in this particular.
Maybe it's another similar sounding one.
Do have an alternative link though that it may be. There's obviously been many articles today about this. So
Minister of she serves as the 49th Minister of Education on Wikipedia. So she must have lost that portfolio? Or did she get the assistant? No, David Seymour had that. They couldn't take it from David Seymour. No, Stanford
but yeah,
didn't lose a portfolio. Okay, maybe I'm just confused. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There is a lot of moving around, and obviously this is due to the fact that Judith Collins.
Minister for Tertiary Education, not all education. There you go.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Tertiary education. All tertiary education. That means, yeah, Stanford's still... It's interesting, though, they noted that Mike Butterick has climbed up. I honestly have no idea. I had no idea who he was. I haven't really heard his name too much. But apparently he's the one that's a bit of a surprise for people. So here they say, as for the immediate rise of Butterick, that was the ministerial promotion nobody saw coming. Butterick is a farmer through and through. He calls a spade and talks to everyday New Zealanders in a way many ministers could only dream of, which shows that they're clearly trying to, excuse the pun, butter up the voters by putting in someone who is, a real human being by the sounds of it, which, I mean, fair enough. I think you need more of them in higher, more visible roles at the moment. Given how terrible he's doing. And they note here that obviously NZ First and ACT have been working away on the rural vote, whereas National has done basically nothing and is clearly trying to go, oh shit, it's actually an election year. We better bloody do something.
If I put my headphones closer to the front of my ears, oh my god, what am I getting legit advice? I think I'm being gaslit.
Although you do sound a lot better now. I don't know what you did, but you sound better.
Well, I turned it back up, but it seemed to have turned down by itself. You didn't do that, did you? Did you touch it? It keeps turning down.
It's
turned back down again. It's gone.
I'm reading the news, man. I don't know what you're doing.
How's it gone back to 103? It keeps turning down by itself. Something weird's going on. It's StreamYard. It's StreamYard doing weird stuff, so I don't know what's going on here.
But they also note here, because this is what I found interesting, is that Penny Simmons was stripped of the disability portfolio in January of 2024 after bungling funding changes in the first 5 months of the job. So yeah, it's strange to see her get kind of put in back in play. Interesting choice. And
so the things that stood out to me here, and that so I actually did make 2 predictions going into this. One of them was that Pink was going to get the defense minister portfolio, which seemed kind of obvious, but I was also hoping not, because he's a big fucking Zionist. Bit of a war hawk, ex-military guy. Someone informed me he does have a religious background too. I'm not sure how
interesting.
ingrained
I mean, a lot of
in that he is, but
There is a lot of religious people in National, to be fair.
Yeah, but if you talk like he was on Bradbury Group like 2-3 weeks ago, and he was just talking you know, grr Iran type shit, like gung ho. And the other one, I was thinking, I wasn't sure what they were going to do with Bishop, but it seems like he did get a bit of a you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a raise, promotion. Yeah. I thought, because I was wondering what Luxon was going to do, because he's got to try and keep him happy, but you also don't want him to rise too high, like you know, otherwise it just keeps becoming more of a threat. So I thought he might give him one of the more trouble portfolios, like policing or health, which would sort of be a double-edged sword. It's a bit of a win-win. If he succeeds, it looks good for Luxon. If he fails, it's good for Luxon. So,
although, man, it would look kind of weird having the health portfolio be passed around multiple times.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking crime, honestly, in the end, but no, it doesn't look like Mitchell got that revoked.
Well, I was going to say, there's no way he'd take Mark Mitchell off that. Like,
well, yeah, it was kind of like who else is there really?
I mean, as we've said before, I mean, Mark Mitchell's not great, but he does his job more than many others do. It is interesting, though, that people are noting that Chris Bishop has been unceremoniously dumped as campaign chair just 7 months out from the election, with the relatively unknown whited upper farmer being thrust into the ministerial role. Again, an interesting choice. Luxon seems surprised that his ditching Bishop for Simeon as campaign chair would be a talking point. Asked for the rationale, he pointed to the workload Bishop was under. While Bishop is one of the busiest ministers in cabinet, that was also the case when he was given the role of campaign chair in the first place. When RNZ asked Luxon who was busier, Bishop or Brown, the Prime Minister's workload rationale crumbled when he declared they were both busy.
I thought they were going to ask who was busier, him, Bishop, or Luxon. Which I think it's Bishop.
I mean, literally everyone is busier than Luxon. He's right. While Bishop is in charge of housing, transport, RMA reform, and infrastructure, Brown has the thankless job of being health minister and now has energy, one of the biggest issues in town, on his plate. And I mean, when you think about health and energy as well, those are two massive things going on. So, you know, they're saying it's nonsense to say that Brown has more time for the campaign chair, but Luxon is hardly going to say he's moving Bishop aside because he's skeptical of how supportive the Hutt South MP is of his leadership. Bishop has had the demotion target on his back ever since rumors swirled at the end of last year that he was considering making a move for the leadership. Which, man, imagine like wanting to take him out and he just demotes you anyway. Like, that's hilarious. But
I mean, well, I guess it might be a bit of a sign still that Bishop's stirring up shit in the back room as well, I think.
Yeah, I know. I saw an interview with Chris Hipkins where he made a comment on the fact that, you know, Bishop had tried to roll him, and he was not surprised that he was moved around, which I thought it was quite interesting to see how, because this was an announcement, he was an interview / announcement thingy he was doing at Polyfest. It's the second weekend of Polyfest, and they obviously asked questions about this cabinet shuffle, and he was quite good at being very sassy and very, like, you know, not surprised, you know, like Bishop was trying to roll him and now he was quite, a lot more charismatic and
ramping up the aggression as we get close to the election, which is
turning up the
maybe
heat
intentional.
A little. And obviously you made a comment about Pink as well, and I have seen quite a bit of conversation around, you know, Chris Pink and his Zionist ties / allegedly follows Nazis on Twitter from something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I remember seeing. Again, allegedly, I don't know. I'm not on Twitter. I only go there when I really have to.
Why would you not be on Twitter? It's such a great place. There's just great conversation going on.
Oh yeah, such good convo. Definitely missing out. But I found it really interesting because then someone, I think this was in the Discord, posted this article that actually came out about 7 days ago ish. Oh yeah, week and some change. 26th of March, Associate Immigration Minister Chris Pink tells migrant couple's disabled son to leave New Zealand. And yeah, don't get me wrong, they have, I guess, sort of hyped up that that title, but it's not really far from the truth. It's essentially this couple was denied entry into New Zealand, and they gave them no reason. They believe it's because their son has Down syndrome, which, I mean, pretty fair assumption given that we do have stuff around health conditions and immigrating to New Zealand, just obviously because of our health system.
I've been hearing different takes on this one. I mean, I haven't looked into this at all, so I don't know. But playing devil's advocate, I have heard that these people may have sort of overstayed their visa and were sort of maybe trying to play the system a bit. That's what I've heard from. I don't know which side of the aisle is saying that, but
allegedly,
some people are saying it. Yeah, I've just heard this in conversations I've seen around this. But don't take that as fact.
No, totally. And I mean, this whole case itself is not necessarily the main point itself, but it's more just the coupling with the timing of everything and the conversations around Pink. It doesn't look good. That's for sure.
Middle Earth Marxist is cooking. Fuck borders.
Oh yeah, what are we cooking?
Get rid of that shit.
Yes. But yes, not a good look given everything that's been going on. We see Bishop has lost his position of leader of the House, and it's been given to Louise Upston, which another interesting choice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I feel like that's a good interesting. But time could tell.
The issue is it gives Louise Upston more options to talk, and she is a horrible fucking talker.
That's so true, actually. Yeah, she isn't the best at speeches, which is kind of concerning given that is a huge I guess part of the job.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just not good at debating or really delivering a convincing argument, I find.
And we see old Collins's Defence Space and GCSB and NZSIS, there we go. Portfolios have been given to Pink. And Paul Goldsmith takes on the responsibilities for public service and digitizing government. And I believe Minister for Pacific Peoples. Why does it not say it there? Because actually I found it quite funny. I don't think I time-stamped it. But
I mean, maybe he was already Minister of Pacific Peoples? I don't know.
No, I believe he's Minister of the Arts, at least, and maybe Minister for the Maori. But
and who had that portfolio?
Don't know.
Maybe
Google it.
Okay, there you go, guys. Google.
I hadn't looked that far, but yeah, I noted that when he was giving this announcement of reshuffling, he mentioned, he went, and Paul Goldsmith's getting, responsibility of public service and digitizing government and Pacific Peoples. It was like real kind of like added on at the end, kind of like because surely he knew people were going to find that to be a honestly just kind of random choice. I feel like everything that gets given to Paul Goldsmith is a confusing choice anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't like he's a slime ball. He's slimy and schemy and he's kind of the like attack dog in some ways, but he's also very quiet, working sort of in the shadows a lot of the time. I feel like, you know, like he gets up to shit, but like he's the one that quietly told like to leave Terreo off what was it, the invitation to Albanese or something like that. Like, just he's got the shoulder helicopter sort of manager type vibe where he's over your shoulder just telling you what to do.
Well, I mean, he's even got the glasses to do the kind of like, interesting, you know. I actually also just saw an interesting comment here from Johnny McLean 1881. Is old Bishop not going to be on TVNZ with McAnulty anymore? That's a really fair question. It'll be interesting to see, because I mean, hashtag, you know, bromance, but
I mean, I would like to see, like, I don't know, I guess if would they put Upston on? No way, because like I said, she sucks.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing, is how would they? Because there's no way Louise could go up against Kieran.
No, she hasn't got a chance.
He's way too good.
Full on her face.
He just keeps getting better and better, to be honest. I feel like each clip I see of Kieran, or even every time I watch him in the house, he's just getting better and better. So it will be interesting to see if we get more.
I mean, they might put Goldsmith in. I mean, he's pretty decent at holding his own, at least.
Yeah. I mean,
he's probably a better debater than Bishop, I think, personally, Paul Goldsmith. Like, he's very aggressive. He's very aggressive. He's not like, I don't know. I've seen Bishop like back up a bit with when he's been going toe to toe with Kieran quite a few times.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think you'd see Goldsmith do that. So I think that if they were to sub Bishop out, it'd be for Goldsmith.
Yeah. I do think that would be one of the better options out of the kind of terrible lot they've got to pick out of. Oh my god, could you imagine trying to send Simeon in with Kieran every time? Like,
and have him on like a high chair too, because he'd be sitting next to him. So.
It would just look like a middle-aged man beating up a child, and it would not go well.
Grown man beats up child. That's the title of Breakfast.
Also, now my brain's just like, could you imagine if Simeon rolled Luxon? That'd be hilarious. Like, what would you prefer, a national run by Luxon or a national run by Simeon?
I want it to be run by Simeon. I want their top donor to be like Plunkett or something, you know?
Oh,
Plunkett Toys.
Have you not seen? He's not exactly doing too well at the moment.
Not that Plunkett, the kids brand. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Maybe. Okay. Oh, see, that's the problem. Is like, I've completely disassociated that name with the old Plunkett books, which I know my mum's still got our Plunkett books somewhere. Whose mum doesn't have the Plunkett books though?
Probably mine.
Oh,
she probably lost it.
Honestly, that's fair.
Along with my birth certificate.
Oh, rough. I mean, it's easy enough to do though.
She found a copy.
Oh, that's good. As long as you got something.
That's good enough.
To be fair, I had to reorder mine because I had to apply for something, but my original birth certificate, because it was issued before 1996, it wasn't valid. It wasn't valid. I had to like get a new one.
Then mine probably isn't valid either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it's probably fine that she lost it, because I couldn't use mine for anything anymore anyway, even though it's falling apart. Like, it's been folded.
That's horrible. Your birth certificate's no longer valid. It's like they're supposed to be like the one valid thing.
Too old. Also not born in the time of digitizing, so
true.
But yeah, seems like a bit of an interesting reshuffle. We're gonna have Chris Bishop is also going to be the new Attorney General, which I think was the other one that I'm going to be interested to watch, because as much as I'm not a huge fan of Judith Collins, in her role as Attorney General, she's actually done an all right job. She's had some pretty decent takes, and while it might not be much, I'm kind of curious to see how he'll do that.
I mean, she was two-faced about it though. Like she's like, this bill that I'm supporting is against the Bill of Rights.
I mean,
it's like,
yes.
okay.
She definitely knows how to compartmentalize her role. Which and the thing is, I do kind of think that's a good thing. Like I think it is a strength to be able to objectively look at something and go, this is a good recommendation, even if I'm just gonna personally back this anyway and die on this hill.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a bit psychopathic in that
Oh,
sense.
100%. I don't think it's, I think, wow. Actually, no, I don't think the skill itself is psychopathic, because if we are fair, devil's avocado, and you think of the other side of the aisle, what if one of our lefty ministers, they were going for something that was, maybe a little short-sighted or something, and they were like, hey,
Kill the
I'm
rich?
supporting. I mean, yeah, see, maybe something like that,
Okay.
It's good to be able to have that.
You know what? Maybe I am being a
ability.
hypocrite. You're right.
Again, I don't like Judith Collins, but I'll give people the credit where it's due. Same way I'll give Mark Mitchell his credit when he turns up and actually does work.
I mean, as long as she doesn't complain when the time comes, as long as she's not sitting there in her what's her new job, head justice, whatever, something in the justice system,
or something, law society, isn't it? Yeah, some fancy title in a law society.
I'm watching you, Judith.
But yeah, I just think the pink of it all, the way that Bishop's been reshuffled, and Penny Simmons just coming in, then Butterick just like climbing all the way up the list essentially in his party. Yeah, must be interesting, especially. Actually, I just realized I didn't look up the National Party list rankings from 2023 because I'm kind of curious if he's actually jumped over.
Oh, they released the list.
No, from the last one.
Okay, but they haven't released the current one.
Not that I am aware of. Mostly just because there's always a chance that old Butterick might have jumped the queue a little. So
Tanya, Attorney General. I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, he's like number 61 on their list. Okay, how many do they currently have? Although he must have jumped over a few people, at least in terms of portfolios, because I'm seeing names in here that I do not recognize. Meaning they can't be doing a hell of a lot. Interesting.
Oh, James Meagle was 69.
Heh, nice. But yeah, that's the Luxon shuffle. That's the Luxon shuffle. Anything else that we want to touch on with this one? I feel like like we've digested enough.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Screw these
I'm sorry. I'm
no, you're fine.
Heavy in the eyes.
It'll be interesting to see how National continues with it. That's for sure. But I think it's time for a mini cleanser. And this was posted
on the Titanic. That's right.
This was posted into the although why? Oh no.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, I'm realizing something kind of annoying about shorts is that TikTok is the only one that allows you the little bar to move the timer on stuff. The other ones just basically force you to sit there and play them till you get
No, they have it on YouTube now
do?
too. You might need to make sure you're zoomed out enough to it's like sort of just down the bottom you see a red bar.
I see. And
you
know
can
what,
move
fuck
that.
it. We'll just watch the whole video. It's not very long.
Yeah. They did update it.
Okay, good to know. And yes, don't worry. We can definitely move on from the chief thumb in charge.
What I hate about the shorts interface is the shortcuts are different. So if you're pressing you're like me, you use like the JKL keys, like they don't do the same shit.
What are you doing with what is the JKL?
Well, that's like editing keys basically. You use like K for pause, J and L for forward backward.
Oh.
That works on YouTube. Yeah.
today I learned, I guess.
And
That's
you can
not
actually
bad.
use the little pointy brackets. You can use those for frame by frame.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact.
So, but yeah, nice. That's fun. But I titled this.
Oh no, I'm not allowed to talk about this.
Yeah, no, you're banned from
I'm
riling
banned.
everyone out.
I am banned. I've caused too much trouble.
But I've called this one "Top Trying to Win Over BHN Fans." So just hear us out, Whānau. Just hear us out.
Hey New Zealand, we need to talk about the Cook Strait. Ferries are old, slow and boring. It's time to fling ourselves into the future with trebuchets.
The Wellington to Picton Trebuchet is the lead project in Opportunity's Siege Weapons of National Significance program. Standing a modest 500 metres tall and sporting state-of-the-art cabins for people and pets, it's all about getting Kiwis moving at speeds over Mach 2. With a flight time of just 75 seconds, better enjoy the view quickly. And as for that Cook Strait wind, guidance rockets will keep your cabin on course for the Picton catchnet. As a party that believes in sustainability, we'll power the trebuchet with abundant, locally sourced, heated atmospheric energy. We are the Opportunity Party. Follow us for more policies to fling New Zealand forward.
Yeah, but who's going to build it? You're muted. Haha.
Hey. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, I don't know if you were the same. You probably were, since you didn't know it was Easter. On the 1st of April, I kind of forgot it was the 1st of April.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah. So obviously this is from Opportunities Party, their little April Fool's joke, but considering they got the trebuchet out, I was like, oh, that's gonna get a few of the BHN fans a bit excited. And hey, I mean, seems like they've got more of a plan what to do than National.
Do we like trebuchets?
Of course we like trebuchets.
Since when do we like trebuchets?
Because they're fun and they fling stuff.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
I can't even remember. Right. I know at least a couple of weeks ago, trebuchets was discussed on the pod.
There was a discussion about trebuchets.
There was a trebuchet conversation not that long ago in the chat. You mustn't have been there that day. But nah, that was a fun little
trebuchets
April
versus catapults.
Fools.
Superior, they are superior to catapults. However, tougher to build, I'd say.
See, this is what I mean. Top is coming for the votes.
No, okay, no, I'm pushing back. Don't vote Top. Don't vote Top.
Hey, I mean, I don't care as long as you don't vote for National, New Zealand First, and ACT. Those are my three no's. That's a better way to do
it. Yeah, I agree with
everyone,
that.
but like anyone but these three. Literally anyone
but those
else.
Three.
Alliance Party, sure.
But if you're left, don't vote Top.
Just
you're
vote.
Better than that.
Just vote. Big cannon. I mean, hey, maybe that's the next. Maybe Labour should propose a big cannon or a bazooka that has money in it. That could be cool too. Bazookas. And while we're memeing around, let's just have a couple of quick memes. This I thought was.
Oh my goodness! What is?
Yeah.
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
So the one on the left, I will clarify that is AI. Someone made an AI amalgamation of Christopher Luxon and David Seymour being one person, which is horrific.
It's like Tuvix. It's like a Star Trek thing where you get Neelix and Tuvok. They combine together. It's a great episode.
Sure.
And everyone's like, we want Neelix back, so we're gonna kill you, Tuvix. Tuvix is like, no, I don't want to die.
I'm sure all the Star Trek fans totally understood what you just said. And exactly. I took your right to do that.
Oh, but speaking of Star Trek, did you hear the news you might be happy about?
What?
Seth MacFarlane has been given the reins of Star Trek. Yeah.
Yo, that's so cool for him. I love that for him. I mean, I'm more of an Orville fan myself. But hey, I might start watching Star Trek if
I tried to watch the first episode of the Orville. I couldn't get past the scene with him talking to the I don't like him.
Hear me out.
Okay.
if you can get through some of the more, I guess, the first season feels like they very much had to do some Seth MacFarlane to kind of bring people in, but then they actually move into the serious show that it becomes. Like, by the time you get to season 4, it's definitely more kind of in that sci-fi drama than super comedic. If that
Now
helps.
I'm deciding I'm just gonna double check I was correct, because I was like, you know what, you're right, there was April Fool's Day, so maybe that was an April Fool's Day joke.
Oh
sure.
yeah, no, you know
Maybe
what?
I got.
That could have actually, you might have been, because to be honest, that'd be a pretty good April Fools. I know I almost got by a few of them this year.
Yeah.
It becomes more SG1 than the Next Generation.
Okay.
That's very fair comment, actually. Which reminds me, I really need to fucking rewatch Stargate SG1. Anyway,
if someone knows, let me know.
This one got me. The grifting. I'm sure you've seen the face on the left pop up a little bit online at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then we obviously had the good old Duncan Garner Drunken Chief, or Time to Dunk on Garner.
Oh, he's making Dungeon cruel it. Okay. So maybe someone did get me. I think someone did get me.
Damn, you got got. Hell yeah.
I got got.
Join me. This is the problem when you kind of forget when holidays happen. You can get April Fools, and obviously.
Oh, but they did cancel the latest season. Maybe it's just a rumor then. Maybe that's it.
I can see that. Whatever. I mean, oh yeah. So this actually came out of a Discord conversation about what if Brooke Van Velden is leaving because she's pregnant and it's David Seymour's baby, but also it happened because they came together over the cookie we sent them. So. That's how we got this. And I love how wild the members get. It's fun. And
Who sent it again? Was it Pat?
Yeah.
Who sent the cookie?
Well, I delivered it.
You delivered it. Okay.
Yeah. Pat sent the cookie. I delivered the cookie. And then we have this beautiful one from a comment that was obviously in the chat. Nighty night, don't let the sleep paralysis Luxon bite. And honestly, they did a really good job on this edit. So just shout out.
Yeah, I'm disturbed.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, it is terrifying.
We'll get it off the screen before anyone runs away.
Come together
right now over me. Sounds really bad. If you
I know, out of context, the entire chorus is just like,
I
what
know.
did you say?
It's like, hold up, what are you suggesting we get up to? But we'll jump into our next conversation. So yeah, pressure mounts over proposed Māori media funding cuts as government defends position. Iwi Radio warns of closure, legal action as Te Māngai Pāho weighs 25 to 30% cuts. So yeah, pressure is mounting over the proposed cuts, with radio leaders warning of significant impacts and threatening legal action if the changes proceed, as the government defends its position and Labour calls for increased support. Te Whakaruruhau o Ngā Reo Irirangi Māori or Aotearoa has issued an ultimatum to the government, calling for direct engagement or it will pursue legal action, arguing any reduction to funding risks breaching treaty obligations. It comes as Radio Waatea, friend of the show, Māori Radio News Service, will cease its Te Reo Māori bulletins at midnight on 31st March because of funding cuts. Te Māngai Pāho is instead funding Te Iho, a Māori media hub, which will be set up in the coming months.
If they want to hit me up, I will, for free, I will reanimate the Goodnight Kiwi, but it'll be just it getting kneecapped by National.
Oof.
Just as a reminder.
Right. There we go. And we've got a bit of video here we can watch.
Don't worry, I'll do a revenge one too.
Matthew
Kiwi gets back.
Good on Matthew Tukaki. Yeah, there we go. Just gotta find the right spot. Oh, there we
populated
go.
Māori
Yes, the
city
sweet
in
dreams.
the world.
Sorry, just realized that wasn't on the screen. Whānau.
Uh-oh.
Ka aroha. Let me start that again. Apologies.
When you're operating the largest urban Māori radio station in the country and the largest populated Māori city in the world, I would have thought that a region would have been included, but no consideration was given.
Ko te teihana nei tētahi o Ngā Reo Irirangi a iwi e raru ana I raro I ngā
Oh, sorry, I forgot it. Breaks into that's just talking about facing funding cuts from Te Māngai Pāho.
a te māngai pāho.
We're going to be launching the new WāteaNews.com website any week now. We're going to continue broadcasting the Iwi Māori Radio News service. So the bulletins on the air will continue to be read by Scotty Morrison. They'll continue to be produced by us, and nothing will change other than there will be no recognition of Te Māngai Pāho on the news things.
Ka raru te oranga tonutanga.
Yeah, so that's Matthew did his final one on March 31st, and they'll move to this now. And yeah, it's quite sad to see that, you know, I know that some of these funding announcements, there were some last year as well, so they kind of it's been coming for a little while now. And then here they say Māori radio is not a discretionary service, but part of treaty-based commitment to actively protect Te Reo Māori, and warn the Crown cannot dismantle a treaty remedy without Māori consent. And yeah, so when I was obviously looking into this, I was kind of looking at the history of Māori radio, and so when New Zealand On Air was set up, it adopted a policy that iwi radio licenses should be owned by tangata whenua, and that the broadcaster should be a separate entity. And so for me, I noted, okay, we've given licensing rights to Māori, but there's no funding rights. There's no right to actually have the resources necessary to keep it going. And iwi radio is quite big, especially in rural regions. I believe, I'm not sure if it was in this article or another article I was reading, where he was talking about the fact that, you know, like in the north, with all of the horrible floods that have been just happening again, iwi radio is a huge part of actually getting messages out to people in those certain kind of times. You know, also in emergencies, you know, a lot of people go, oh, who listens to the radio anymore? And yeah, there's a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, if shit hits the fan and the internet and stuff goes down, we have things like radio as backup. We have, you know, these different resources, and it's so frustrating to just continuously see this under-resourcing of Māori things, when this is why I'm always advocating for like Mātiki Mai and actually constitutional transformation, because we shouldn't have to be having this whole, like, they were already getting given scraps to begin with, and then they're just getting less and less and less. I believe the number I saw, there was a number when I was looking into how much the Waatea has gone as low as about 440,000 for the year in terms of funding. Yeah, 440,000 for a whole year.
And that funds like more than just the radio side of things, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they've got the website. They obviously have their social media. And yeah, so they have like a bunch of articles and stuff, obviously, on the website. They post a lot on the social medias.
All the people on staff as well.
Yeah. And I mean,
jobs.
Yeah, it's really sad because, like, you know, iwi radio has had a hard time just even existing to begin with. Like, I mean, iwi radio was only established almost 40 years ago. Yeah, 1987, I believe it was, or 86, 87. And It only so Te Māngai Pāho itself only has $16 million of time-funded funding, equal to almost 25% of their total annual funding, which expires on June 30th. And 2026 and 2027 appropriations would not be confirmed until the budget announcement in late May.
Guess who's first to go when these guys realize they can't meet their budget obligations?
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean,
we don't need this. We got to tighten the belt. This is tough economic times. It's all Labour's fault. It will not be a lolly scramble. Fucking
right.
Labour.
No money trees.
Lines.
No money
trees. No money bazooka.
And yeah, it's really sad to see this because it's just. And I mean, oh man, I saw Tama Pōtaka speak on it too, and that just actually angered me. We won't play that one, but he was just basically trying to blame Labour for all of this. Again, it's just that typical.
There you go.
Like,
who could have
blame Labour, even though this is from their financial decisions, and just the consultation process did not involve iwi or Māori or tangata whenua in any terms of actual consultation on funding. Yep. It's just typical cut the Māori stuff because cultures are nice to have. Not to mention the fact that if iwi radio didn't exist, Māori TV wouldn't exist. That's what got the foot in the door to allow Māori TV to be created.
Well, because who funds Māori Plus?
I will just double check.
Because do we know? Yeah, because I expect they're probably in a similar boat.
Probably Te Māngai Pāho, I would assume, but I'll look it up just to double check.
I don't know who told me, but they have a dub of Avatar: Last Airbender. I started watching that today.
Oh, yo,
yeah,
that's cool.
It's
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Voice acting
so they are funded by Te Māngai Pāho.
They're doing the best, I'm sure, with what the budget they have and all that stuff.
Te Māngai Pāho and New Zealand On Air are the ones that they get their funding through. So yeah, and I mean, that's a really good point bringing up Māori Plus. They have so much on their site, in terms of having TV shows in Māori, having I love the fact that they have a little thing you can check, so you can be like, oh, I've got really beginner reo knowledge, or all the way up into I'm fluent.
My aim is to memorize the entire intro: earth, fire, water, air. In Te Reo.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
You know what? I want to do that with you because that sounds fun as hell.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. So it's a good way to learn bits of language.
Exactly. And then you can go back in that and you're like, I know the word for fire. Ooh. Scan through your brain.
I just saw this comment here from Berculus 289. I listen to Waatea for about 3 hours each day and 100% te reo in English and 50-50. For any citizen of Aotearoa, it's grounding. I totally talk with that. I think it's good to go out of your way and actually find stuff as well.
Captain Planet? I'll have to see if there's a Captain Planet dub. Could you imagine that?
To be fair, it actually just made me think of the fact that there's a really cool cartoon called Tai Ohi Legends or something, I think it's called. And it's like a Māori superhero featuring Māori gods. A really cool show. It's obviously very much catered to probably late primary school, intermediate kind of age show, but very cool. And it's just awesome to see what Māori can do with such limited funds. I think that's the other thing that people don't credit enough, is that they're already running off bugger all, really. And they put out so much, and then they're expected to also, deliver stuff into Reo Māori, provide English translations. Not like we get that for the other way around. It's not like we see English programs in New Zealand being, made to have to put Māori subtitles on there.
Yeah.
which, you know, that's
Yeah,
totally
like-
equal.
Being able to make a small budget go a long way just proves, I mean, economic competence at the very least. That's why I'd be confident like 90% of the lower class mums could perform better than Nicola Willis probably, because they'd know how to stretch a budget. So
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Could you imagine getting a bunch of women who have been managing their households? You put them in there, they'd clean shit up so quick.
Yeah. I mean, they might go with the Marmite sandwich situation, but they'd actually commit to it. They'd be like, "Hey, we're going to give every kid Marmite sandwiches."
Yeah. We're gonna
That's
we're gonna take GST off of Marmite and bread
Hell,
and butter.
oh my, yes, GST off Marmite, please.
Ew.
I'd love it.
I mean, I don't actually really. I mean, I don't hate Marmite, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Okay. I love Marmite.
But yeah,
I'm gonna grab
so
some Marmite.
hopefully we'll see something come of this funding. I do hope that if nothing is done about it, that they do actually take the government to court over this, because they should. They just should. It's something that we need to fight for, because when they attack things as small as radio, like, those are ways of people learning language that if they just keep attacking in little bits here and little bits there, that's how things slowly crumble again, and how all of this like progress that we've been making in terms of Te Reo Māori is lost.
Sorry, I mean Marmite.
Oh, is that what you're doing? I wasn't I didn't see you
I
pick
took
up
a
Marmite.
Just took
I
a
saw you with
spoonful
a
of Marmite.
spoon, and I was like, what are you eating, you weirdo? Oh,
Clean the spoon.
Oh, that's great. Man, you saw that here live on Friday, Fano.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think we better jump into our next story, because I've got a bit of content for this one. So it's
How
probably
else am
gonna
I
take
supposed
us
to get
a
my
bit longer.
iron and 4B vitamins? What does that mean? 4B vitamins?
It's like you can have B12, B6. There's lots of
Oh.
Bs.
Oh, I don't know much about vitamins.
Well, yeah, actually, if you get the Pam's version of Milo, that has heaps of really good vitamins and minerals in it that are good for you. So if you're poor and you can't afford to buy like, this is actually what my therapist told me to do. If you can't afford to buy those supplements, if you get things like that they're already in it, it's got a whole like list of them on the back. Very good for you. And it's chocolatey, and it actually tastes like good Milo. And yes, B12 is very, very important. A lot of old people get B12 shots when in their old age. I know that because my nana does. All right.
I may have offended more people with just doing that than maybe the top thing. I'm not sure.
You know
I'm
what?
not sure who I've offended more.
To be fair, I wouldn't get offended by that. That's just something that should more make you go, that's like terrifying, but I'm impressed. Do you know what I mean?
It started off with a joke, because you get all the you know when like people like Americans are like, oh, we're gonna try Marmite, and they do a spoonful, and like no one does that. So one day I was like, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, hey, this ain't bad.
Oh no, totally. Like whenever you see a foreigner do the, oh, I'm gonna try Marmite on toast, and then you just see them just fucking like peanut butter. They add it like it's peanut butter, and it's like, no, you can't do that, mate. Just a little schmear, just a nice little schmear. To be fair, I actually haven't eaten Marmite in a really long time. I don't even know when the last time I had Marmite was. Probably the last time I went somewhere that had those tiny the little squares of Marmite that you get at like a motel.
You know what it actually goes great with? I trim my parsley and I melt the butter and I mix it in to make parsley butter. Goes really, really nice with parsley butter. You make some of that. It's delicious.
Interesting. I could see how that would go quite nice though. Give that little like umami in there.
It does, yeah. It gets a weird, it really pops.
I mean, if you didn't have soy sauce, you could probably chuck a bit of Marmite into something.
Probably,
kind of do a similar thing, really. Also, please don't eat a whole jar.
Oh my goodness.
Also, everyone jump on Citizen Gold. He prefers the Australian one. Boo!
Traitor.
That was fun. That was a little cleanse. I liked that. We're gonna jump into our next topic for tonight. Cuba, which I thought, since we had a bit of room in the news tonight, I thought let's give a little bit of I guess a little bit of a light to Cuba at the moment, considering everything going on there. Also, we had the Cuban ambassadors in New Zealand this week. And Tamitha Paul's done a really good video. So I figured we'll start there and then we'll jump over for a little bit to what you would have seen in the title of tonight's show about Fidel Castro's grandson, which was just something that I ended up coming across today that I was kind of just taken aback. I was like, what do you mean Castro's grandson is on CNN? This is just interesting. But yes, let us go over. Also, just so anyone's aware, I've been speeding the videos up. So if they sound weird at all ever, it's because I've got everything playing on 1.1 base, just so that we can get through some of these slower talking bits.
Is that the extension?
Yes, it is. I was going to send it
cool.
to Pat as well and tell him about it, because I was like, shit, I better get that for tonight, because we got a few videos I want to get through, especially with the American ones that I want us to listen to, because you know how Americans are. Annoying, but slow.
Yep, they bloviate.
Oh, why did it turn my sound off? There we go.
With the Cuban ambassador. And if you don't know what's going on in Cuba, this is what's happening.
The people of Cuba are literally being starved and left without essential.
Oops, sorry. Fuck me.
Just finished up a meeting with the Cuban ambassador. And if you don't know what's going on in Cuba, this is what's happening.
The people of Cuba are literally being starved and left without essential services due to the US blockade that is preventing Cuban people from accessing healthcare, adequate care, and just the ability to survive.
So Cuba has actually been a target of the United States for the last 60 years. This is a memo from 1960 that basically says Cuba doesn't start complying with what the United States wants. It will call forth a line of action which will mean that the United States makes the greatest inroads in denying money and supplies to Cuba, to decrease monetary and real wages, to bring about hunger, desperation, and overthrow of the government. Now, let's be real.
Which I just have to say, first off, the fact that's a written in paper just blows my mind. Just the fact that they've just so brazenly said that, like 60 years ago is insane.
And just to the people on Twitch who are also asking, the extension is global speed.
The reason that the United States has a problem with Cuba is because of their economic system. But let's have a look at their economic system, because they have free education and free healthcare, universal basic rights for all Cuban people. So this big, bad economic communist socialist system is actually delivering basics that everybody deserves. Why the hell does the United States care what the Cuban government is getting up to? And this is exactly why Donald Trump signed an executive order designating Cuba and the Cuban people as a threat to the United States national security. There has been no oil arriving in Cuba for the last 3 months. They only just got a shipment in from Russia recently, which means that Cuban people have been living without electricity under a total blackout for the last few weeks. Yes, on paper, the New Zealand government has condemned the actions of the United States towards Cuba, but there has been no practical consequence for the way that the United States is treating other countries. And this is why international law exists. International law is not some abstract political theory or some abstract concept. International law exists to protect smaller nations like Cuba from interference from the most powerful government in the world. And in Aotearoa, we used to have a history where we would uphold international law and condemn countries who violate international agreements, because the violation of international law puts us all at risk of World War III, if that's not already unfolding right now. And each country should be able to decide for themselves the economic system that works best for their people without the biggest superpower in the world interfering.
Interesting point. Can you think of any small nations that might benefit from that kind of?
What?
I mean, I'm struggling to think of any, but
It's almost sounding a little like rangatira-tanga almost. I don't know. Maybe just call me crazy.
Did you see the video showing all of Cuba in darkness except for the 5-star hotel?
Oh God,
which
no,
is
I
lit up like a
haven't.
Christmas tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's disgusting. I hate that. But yes, so I thought that was a really good kind of, I think Tam did a great job of kind of just explaining kind of a broad overview, very broad, because it is obviously there's a lot of complex aspects. And I think one of the biggest thing for me was learning about the actual blockade and how things work in terms of the fact that, they're not allowed to actually trade and import freely. Like that's something that I am only recently really understanding and learning. Same with, I guess that applies to like even North Korea and stuff. And yes, Madeline Pendleton is coming, Whānau. Don't you worry. Of course, Middle Earth Marxists would have brought her up already. Don't worry, she's coming. That's why I had to get the speed thing on, because some of hers are still also. But yes, huge issues over there. I thought it was really amazing. I've seen some videos talking about how like that's why when you see videos and pictures of Cuba, you often see a lot of really old cars because they are unable to import new cars. So they're just having to make do with what they've got and fixing stuff.
Become like expert recyclers, basically.
Which I'm so jealous. I'm like,
kinda,
wait, what
yeah.
do you mean? That's kind of, I mean, I'm not jealous of all of the stuff they can't get. I'm more jealous of the fact that there is like that kind of, I guess it's priority out of survival, but just having those things again, the fact that they are a communist country.
I wonder if this has pushed them to like try and electrify some of those or something. I don't know. Be interesting.
Yeah, well, I know that I believe that Cuba is going to be potentially getting some fuel in via Russia, I believe. I also just figured we could quickly stop in on this article. Not a hell of a lot, but more just an interesting recent that FBI agents from the US have arrived in Cuba to probe lethal speedboat shooting. Trump administration denied involvement after Cuban government says a boatload of armed men tried to infiltrate the island. Yeah, so
Bay of Pigs all over again, was it?
Who
was trying to invade?
FBI coming in. No, yeah,
Okay.
FBI coming into Cuba.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what Bay of Pigs is, do you want to just quickly?
It's just basically a U.S. attempted coup d'état of Cuba because they've just.
So they've already done this before. Okay.
Yeah, but they've been trying to take over Cuba for like at any means necessary. Essentially, they've failed at invasion, they've failed at embargo. Just seems like they failed as constant assassination. Go look at the comedy of errors that is the I think the CIA's attempts to assassinate Fidel Castro. It's laughable. Some of them are like they tried putting a pretty shell because he liked to go find seashells on the seashore and pick them and he was supposed to apparently pick up the shell and it was going to blow up or something, stuff like that, like completely farcical, comical stuff that you're just like, no one would think this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's good to know though, because obviously
they never succeeded. So
which I mean goes to show again the power of the Cuban people. I also know there's going to be a video talking a little bit about some of that. Then I think I'm gonna jump us into some of the Madeline stuff. So we're gonna hop in because there was a convoy that went to Cuba. It's gonna do it, isn't it?
Exploding cigars was apparently another one.
while you were sitting at home complaining about all the online leftists, we flew to Cuba and brought them solar-powered lights and medication and sanitary supplies. And contrary to what the news told you when you were sitting at home reading it on your phone, the Cuban people were actually really, really happy to see us. Turns out we exist offline too.
So that was just a quick introduction. Madeline, along with like Hassan Piker, I believe, also went. Quite heaps of people went, taking obviously supplies to the Cuban people, especially with everything going on at the moment. And then this is a really interesting, I guess, tidbit from Madeline in her interactions with someone in Cuba.
Convoy to Cuba, and I had the funniest exchange with a person in Cuba. Now, the majority of people in Cuba, it's worth noting, love socialism. Like, they love it. Like, people are out there naming their children Marx Lenin as one name, okay? But
which is amazing.
Like anywhere, everybody in a population is not going to have exactly the same politics, right? People aren't monolith. So there are some people in Cuba who actually would prefer to give capitalism a shot, give capitalism a chance for a change. These tend to be people who are younger, it's worth noting. People who are old enough actually remember what Cuba was like under Batista when they had capitalism before the revolution. And those people never want to go back. Because for the average person living under the Batista regime, things were horrible. They couldn't read. They couldn't get enough food to eat. They were brutally oppressed. They were dealing with massive amounts of homelessness. Over 1 in 4 people didn't even have a job or a source of income. Younger people, though, don't remember a life before socialism. And the images they see of capitalism are the ones that pop up on their TV screens. Cardi B, gold hoops, big houses, nice clothes. They look at that and they go, hey, maybe capitalism isn't so bad. So I was talking to a college-aged person who kind of had the same viewpoint. They were like, look, I'm not even super ideological. At the end of the day, I just want something that works. And I'm tired of not being able to get the things I need in socialism here in Cuba. And I said, yeah, definitely. The American blockade on Cuba makes it way too hard to get some of the things you guys need. I can't imagine how frustrating that is. What's like an example of something you can't get now that you feel like would be better under capitalism?
McDonald's?
And the guy said, well, look, here's an annoying thing. If I go to the doctor for a fever, they give me a prescription to get a medication to reduce my fever, right? But then I go to the pharmacy and they're out of the medication. So I can't even take the medication. And instead, they told me to take this green medicine. And I looked at the guy and I said, yeah, I could see that being pretty annoying. I'm so sorry. But you should know that under capitalism, I would never go to the doctor for a fever because I can't afford it. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, if I have a fever, I just stay home and stay sick. I've never been prescribed medication to reduce a fever. I just wait.
Also, bear in mind, for those of you who don't know Madeline, she's also a business owning woman. She owns a business that is actually a really awesome model. Essentially, every single person who works there earns the same. So everybody earns the same. You can take unlimited mental health leave. You can get in like healthcare. Super, and they also profit share. If there's like heaps of profit at the end of the year, they either as a collective decide to reinvest it if they want to into certain parts, or they will profit share it as well. Like, so she's not exactly a poor person, but even someone who's a business owner won't go to the doctors because it's too expensive.
Yeah, and just those who don't know, Cuba actually, I believe, per capita produces the most doctors in the world. I think it's by quite a bit too, and they provide a shit ton of the world's doctors. So
you're leading us into the next video, funnily enough.
Am I?
So
okay.
Well, yes, we're going to touch on some of the science and things happening in medical, but we'll just let her finish this little
Continue
bit.
And he seemed really, really confused by that. So I clarified and said, look, I'm turning 40 years old in a couple months. I have probably only been to the doctor around 5 times in my life ever. And he said 5 times this year, thinking it was a language barrier. And I said, no, 5 times in 40 years because I can't afford it. And the look on this guy's face. I was like, yeah, man, you ever hear the old joke about when the USSR dismantled communism and moved capitalists? They said capitalism did the one thing communism couldn't do. Made communism look good. Trust me, things aren't going to be better off for you under capitalism. You don't want it.
And yeah, it definitely does.
And she brought up, she just snuck in earlier there, mention of Batista, for those who don't know, was the dictator before Castro came in, essentially, who was more or less a blatant US puppet. So that's pretty much gives you an idea of what might happen if the US got control again. It's a very similar situation, actually, to Iran in many ways, funnily enough. And then Castro came over like from Spain on a boat of like 100 people. Most of them died on the way. So like majority of them, it was like a third or something was left. But even with like those small numbers, he managed to take over basically.
So holy shit. Sorry, I just got distracted by the comment.
No, it's
Cuba
fine.
developed a lung cancer vaccine in the 90s that's been blocked by the US for a long time. Only recently have Canada accepted it and started verifying it. That's insane, but I can also believe it because I'm learning a lot about all of these fucking blockade things.
Not the WWE Batista, different Batista.
No, yeah, no. Wrong Batista. That's the Batista
God, it's
I
Batista.
know.
Oh my God. If it was, they're just coming with like an RKO, sending Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Oh my God.
Yeah, here come the wrestling references.
Right? That's where I'm out again. Let's go to the next Madeline video.
Percent of women in public office out of any country.
Sorry, I'm just going to actually restart that and see if I can get the beginning of it because.
Did you know that Cuba has the
cool.
second highest percent of women in public office out of any country in the world? It's the majority. The majority of people in their public government roles are women. And contrary to what weird Americans might have told you, you don't have to be a member of the Communist Party in Cuba to run for office. In fact, their elections aren't even based on parties. You just run as yourself, an individual.
Which I just learned, and I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty sick.
And that means that a number of seats currently in the Cuban Assembly, which is like their version of Congress, aren't even held by communists. Now, don't get me wrong, most people in Cuba are communists, and communism is super popular there, which makes sense because their last experience with capitalism was under a brutal United States-backed dictator named Batista, who basically turned Cuba into Las Vegas 2.0 with like 25% unemployment rates for the Cuban people and forced them all to live in tenement housing. Then socialism came along, got rid of the big bad evil dictator, and next thing you know, they have like universal literacy rates and a life expectancy that exceeds the United States. The reality is that Cuba has more direct democracy than even the USA has, with people being able to directly vote for the members of the assembly, and with people even being able to directly vote on revisions to their constitution. It's true. In 2019, people in Cuba were able to vote on home computers on the internet or on their phone for changes they wanted made to their constitution. That's why in 2019, Cuba officially made protection for LGBTQ people constitutionally confirmed in the country, which makes sense. Their current president has actually been an advocate campaigning for gay rights since like the 90s. I went.
So woke. They're so woke. It's just
no
making
wonder it's falling apart.
I know.
Too much wokeness.
And I realized I actually missed one of the videos that is where you segue us in, so we'll just quickly touch on this one.
So
This is what wokeness does.
And a lot of people asked why so many of us weren't wearing masks. And I'm going to explain. The first thing I noticed when I got to Cuba is that nobody there was wearing masks. And it's not like they didn't have access to masks. When we visited a hospital and spoke to the director of the hospital, it became pretty abundantly clear why. The director of the hospital was talking to us about their experiences dealing with COVID. And she said that for her, one of the most heartbreaking parts of the blockade was the fact that it was two ways. Cuba is notorious for sending its own doctors out around the world to help, especially during COVID lockdown. Now, because of the blockade, Cuba was actually unable to use the Western developed vaccines. So instead, they made their own vaccine. Sorry, they made 5 of their own vaccines. And they even offered to still share them with the United States because their vaccines apparently were more effective than ours. We said no. By the way, the director of the hospital in Cuba who was telling us this, her voice broke, and she said that it was heartbreaking that Cuban doctors were not allowed to share this with the United States, even as the United States was suffering, doing so much worse than they were with COVID, and so many people were dying. On top of this, Cuban doctors proudly told us that they had basically a universal inoculation rate. The reason why was their system of family doctors, which is 1 per basically city neighborhood, where the doctor lives in the same building as the practice. These exist every few blocks, and everyone in the community knows that if they have a medical emergency, they can go to the doctor and knock on the door and get treatment 24/7. Under normal circumstances, the beginning of the day is used for office hours, and the afternoon part of the day is used to go out into the community and service people who are unable to physically get to the doctor on their own. Because of this,
which I think is really cool. That would also mean you'd have a lot better, like, just even to add to that, like, continuity of care is proven to increase good outcomes in terms of health and medical care. And that will give you great continuity of care.
I believe I saw a report like a couple of weeks ago, I think, that the US was like deporting all of its Cuban doctors or something like that, which fucking sucks.
Also, I like this comment here. Is it just me, or is this making a lot of sense in a very short amount of time? Yes, it is. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring some of these Madeline videos. I did see a comment that was asking for info sources. If you go to Madeline Pendleton's TikTok, in her bio, she has links and documents to cite and reference all of the sources that she mentions, not just on Cuba, but she's done a lot of really interesting stuff around North Korea and how North Korea and South Korea were split because of the US. Like, it always comes back to the US. And it always turns out that these people that we get basically taught are terrorists and whatever horrible name they get labeled as, often aren't quite what they tell us. So yeah, just if you want to find any of that, you can find it on her content. But yeah, I just was really surprised and interested to see all of this, because obviously we know Cuba is, well, they say next on the list, but from everything I've learned, it's kind of been on the list for a long time. They can't seem to, the Cubans just won't let them win. They're fighting back.
Oh, okay. So they terminated some kind of parole program or something. Yeah, so they are doing fucky shit in the United States around the Cuban doctors there. I'm not sure if they're just deporting them, but they're doing something. They're not helping them by the sounds of it. So also, she was talking about how popular communism was. Not just communism, but how like popular Fidel was when he first got into power. I think there were like 1 million people in the streets when he first took over. Like, there's a video called Cubans Demand More Executions. There you go, with about like a seventh of their country. Like 1 in 7 people in that square demanding more executions of the imperialist, capitalist people who are under the American regime.
No, absolutely. And then
popular.
It's funny because obviously, with Fidel Castro, and because obviously we heard Madeline there talking about how, there are some Cubans who really want capitalism, and it often tends to be the young people. So, and it might seem crazy, but turns out Fidel Castro's grandson, he's keen on capitalism. We actually, and there's like
Trader.
I mean, we can watch a bit of it if we want to, but there's a interview he did with CNN. And yeah, it was just kind of
as I think we might have priorly discussed, CNN's basically a new Fox News anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite funny to kind of think of the fact that his grandson is pro-capitalism on CNN. Yeah. He's a budding capitalist who downplays his famous last name. And they do like this interview with him, and kind of the first question they ask is like, how would your grandfather feel about this? And his answer is essentially like, he was always respectful of other people's like opinions and stances. So I guess he'll probably be fine with it.
No, I just said he was literally murdering. He was executing people.
I know. And this is where Gen Z youth is some, like again, doesn't matter what generation.
Rolling in his grave.
There's always people who are.
What is it with like the grandkids of these ex-famous like political giants like RFK Jr. and shit too, like
Nepo babies. That's what. But it's also because, well, if you think about it, it makes sense. It's similar to here in New Zealand, where a lot of verbal contracts that were made about Māori land being gifted to white families and stuff like that. The problem would be is that there would be the verbal contract made with the grandfather, back in the day. But by the time they get to, the thing of like the grandkids, all they've ever known is, oh, granddad owned this land. So in their mind, it's his. And that's where a lot of people have had issues over
He had
land
11
titles.
kids. He got busy.
Who? What, Castro?
Apparently.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he does sound kind of hot with all of his woke communism. I'm sure he had plenty of offers. But yeah, so this is just basically him speaking with CNN. I mean, do we want to listen to it? We don't have to if we don't want to.
I'll see what the guy. I just want to know what he sounds like. Does he sound like douchey prep bro?
Kind of. Well, he's speaking in Spanish.
He looks
so
it. True. Hard to tell.
I don't know if you would call it dude bro, but hey, we'll give it a go. Yeah, I think it's about here.
The island is struggling with nationwide blackouts, all while the president continues to warn that Cuba is next without making clear for what. Now we're learning from an unlikely critic. We are hearing from an unlikely critic of the Cuban government, Fidel Castro's grandson. He gave a rare and exclusive interview to CNN's Patrick Ahmed.
In this social media satire video, Donald Trump arrives in Cuba to buy the island. While this Trump is a fake, he's dealing with a real member of the Castro family. Fidel Castro's grandson, Sandro Castro, an influencer and nightclub impresario who says he has no interest in politics. The very public face of an otherwise still mysterious family that has held power in Cuba for nearly 7 decades. At an interview in his apartment in Havana, Sandro Castro says he is a sign of the changing times on the communist-run island.
And what would your grandfather, Fidel Castro, say that you're more capitalist than communist?
My grandfather was a person who had his principle like everyone else, but he also respected others' opinions. And that's my way of thinking.
But all the capitalists had to leave Cuba.
Wait, is that your way of thinking or his?
Well, his way of thinking.
Yeah, what?
No, because that was I'm reading the subtitles.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's saying that's his way of thinking, but he's supposed to be explaining his granddad's way of thinking, not his way of thinking.
Yeah, he did a national, all right? He brought it back to his own message.
Oops.
Also, yeah, he does seem like a manosphere contender, not gonna lie. He looks like one. Press play. There are many people in Cuba that think in a capitalistic way. There are many people here who want to have capitalism with sovereignty.
When we arrive for the interview, the neighborhood Castro lives in is in a blackout, a near constant condition these days with the U.S. oil blockade and power plants breaking down. Sandro Castro's apartment is lit by an electric generator, but from his balcony, the surrounding houses are in near total darkness. He shows me his one-bedroom bachelor pad, how he lacks paint for the wall, how his fridge is nearly empty, except for the Cuban beer he's always drinking. I point out
that was nearly empty.
Is a foreign brand
I know, right?
that most Cubans could never hope to afford.
Yeah, so he just said there too. He points out the fact that he's got an algae fridge. Something that other people wouldn't even be able to dream of affording.
I'm smack bang middle class living in a capitalist society. I can't afford one of those fridges.
Right? We live in a country where, it's not as hard to
He's got air conditioning. He's got a heat pump. What the hell?
He's very nepo baby that's trying to be like, because I think he actually quote it and he says it. He's like, oh, look, like there isn't really much. Like what fame and money do I have to go off? It's like, dude, that's no. Also, he's not blind, and yes, he is wearing sunglasses inside at night because he's kind of a douchebag. I looked at his Instagram, and it's all very Gen Z influencer manosphere energy kind of presence, I guess.
Speaking of douchebag nepo babies, someone brought up Max Key before, and I just wanted to say,
oh my god, not Max Key.
Well, like 2 weeks ago, I saw a report like his business went bust or something.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Max Key had a business. That's so
yeah,
funny.
something like
that.
His famous last name, Sandro Castro wants people to know, doesn't
Yeah,
come with any
construction
special
firm.
treatment in a Cuba on the edge of economic collapse.
he owed 6 figures in debt too.
Even for a Castro, hasta para un Castro es duro.
Because you suffer through thousands of problems in a day. There might not be electricity, no water, goods don't arrive. Goods. He's mad because his Amazon packages can't get to him.
Oh.
Like electricity, sure, everyone's dealing with that, but he doesn't list any actual real like problem.
Look at this couch too. It looks so cozy. Like, look at those pillows. They're like,
right?
You can tell that's comfy.
Right, very soft and cushiony.
Yeah.
Like, sure, the house might not look like much, but I'd love to see that compared to an everyday poor Cuban's home and what they have, because I definitely think it would be a lot worse than that. But yes, so I'm sure that's disappointing to some, but turns out his grandson is not. It's not a great communist. But like Madeline said in her video, it does kind of make sense because a lot of these young Cubans, they've only known communism with all of these embargoes and blockades, and like, it's not, they're not able to thrive under communism because they're being absolutely messed with by America and just do not have the resources necessary to kind of do it in the way they'd like to. But as we also saw, the healthcare, like you said, their doctors are amazing, and it makes sense. They're living in a country where resources are restricted. So you're not going to C's aren't just going to get degrees in Cuba, It's like, no, you actually have to be good enough to use these resources on. So it makes sense that they are able to have, great doctors. They're trying to provide all of these things to everyone. And, that guy's like, oh, I'm just mad because they give me a prescription and the medication's not there. It's like, and my money is on. It's probably America's fault that medicine isn't there,
Yes,
So
100%. What? So, because ultimately, like, these guys have been under effective embargo for 60 years, maybe. I don't know off the top of my head, but something like that. And considering all the facts, it actually kind of just goes to show how much fortitude communism has, how much it can like actually withstand economic embargoes. It's still standing despite all it's had to go up against. So what the fuck does that really say about communism at the end of the day?
I'm still standing better than ever. Sorry, you flicked off the echolalia goblins, but no, absolutely. And I think it is both amazing what the Cuban people have done with what they've got, but it's also horrific what they've been subjected to, and the constant threat of being invaded by Trump, Also, let's not forget Maduro, right? We just all have to remember that this is all in the thing of Maduro was only kidnapped like 4 months ago. Almost to the day, actually, I think. Or is to the day. And he was actually just recently seen at his recent court trial, because I did some checking. I was like, has anyone seen Nicolas Maduro before? I feel like we heard about him getting kidnapped and then like disappeared, but no, still around. But yeah, there's a lot that the Cuban people still need, and I really hope that they are able to just get some relief, because like you say, this has been going on for 60-something years. Like, how long do you have to try and like murder someone, basically? Because it just feels like they're trying to put a pillow on their face, and like we all know that only works in the movies. If you're actually trying to kill someone by pushing a pillow down on their face, it's not very effective. It's just a slow torture.
It feels like the most recent episode of Invincible, if anyone's seen that. Feels just like that.
I haven't. I feel like I started watching that and then I stopped.
Oh my god. It was a biggie. It was brutal.
But yeah, that was our Cuba news. I also realized I've bloody super chats. Apologies, Fano.
Oh, what have you been doing?
Hey, I'm having to do everything, okay?
What, are you running a show?
Yeah. on a public holiday, thank you very much. And I don't get paid time and a half.
No, okay.
In lieu. But no, I do at least get to send a message to Ems and let her know that she's got some stuff to do. Hey, she doesn't have to be here for the main show, so she'll be right. All right, let's go to our super chats from Ryjan at the top of the show. Ricky Baker. Oh, she did a really cool rendition of her Happy Birthday Ricky song, but she made it relevant to the current fuel crisis, which was impressive but also terrifying. Citizen Gold, $2, 205 days to register. Just passing through.
Speaking of, did anyone hear that they ran out of pamphlets or whatever?
Yes, there was
pamphlets.
If we had time for quickfire, that was in my quickfire. I'm stoked though that you brought that up, because that's a good thing. That means people are really out there trying to get people to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like so excited. I just hope that they are able to restock and get supplies back up so that people can continue to do that mahi. Because like you said, we've only got 205 days to register. Eric for $10. Thank you very much. I was at the Tony Community Association meeting on Monday night. Korokoro residents have voiced concern about being left with one access road when Petone to Granada Link starts construction. That is a very fair concern to have. Just letting your listeners know, the NZTA has confirmed that the Petone to Granada will be going through the Fast Track Approvals Act process this year. Only selected people will be allowed at the event. That's fucked, man. Sick of these fast track bullshit. Hopefully, if there's some kind of submissions or things we can do, we've got a bit of a warning at the bare minimum. Laura for $2. We need to deport the cock out of Parliament. I agree. Let's get some pussy in there. Yeah, I said it. Eric again for $5. Would I like to attend the Petone Community Association meetings? They'll be having a public discussion. Possibly, depends on when and where, and whether it conflicts with anything. But if you just send me a message on Discord with the information, I'll have a nosy. Thank you for that. This isn't a super chat, but I saw this and I loved it. So we're doing Act Party fanfic now. I mean, yeah, kind of. And now I'm kind of like, oh my god, could you imagine if there's like a fundraiser? We do like a live stream where I just read fanfic based on a. Like, that would do actual psychic damage to me. So like I'd be doing something for the cause. But hey, maybe we'll think about some kind of fundraiser, hey? Let's turn all of this into something fun.
That's a good
Also,
idea.
have to acknowledge Citizen Gold. I did see here, he doesn't prefer Vegemite because of Vegemite versus Marmite. He doesn't want to support Sanitarium because they don't pay tax. So you know what? I'm 100% on Citizen Gold sides now. Fuck Marmite, eat Vegemite. Because also fuck Sanitarium. Make them pay tax.
Get the cucumber and Marmite.
Oh, what is... Man, Christopher Luxon will be frothing if he hears this.
Cucumbers and Marmites.
Right? Also, we did have a
Told you it was big.
correction on the lung cancer vaccine. It was 2011. Thank you for the correction. And then we had one from E. Grant Wright for $2. We have a bill to define men and women. And yes, I had a feeling this would get mentioned sometime today. I have already got someone that I'm talking to do an interview about that. Obviously, yesterday, the stupid New Zealand First Party members bill to define what a man and woman are was pulled from the biscuit tin. And
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Don't say that after what I just said. He ate Marmite and cucumber for those not what. But yes, so we will be covering that bill next week once I can get that interview done. So yeah, not really looking forward to having to discuss this one. But hey, let's just waste taxpayer money on a stupid bill that's just an ideological attack on trans people. That's a great fucking way to utilize our limited resources. Just frustrating. Also, I love this comment from Goblin Socks. Castro literally seduced one of his would-be assassins. No wonder he got 11 kids. Let's be real. He might even have more than that. He might not. Wow. I think he's dead now, but you know what I mean. There could be many, many more.
I'm glad I'm getting recommendations on how to eat my cucumber now.
Right? We're just having like a BHN mukbang. At
Yeah.
this point. I'm like, I don't know about this. Also, I can tell.
I didn't know I didn't need to try this hard to entertain people.
Nah, you just got to be you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're at the point though where we will quickly do a couple of fun little look-sees, and then it'll be time to get out of here. Let me see. She'll go there. So, let's finish the. No, I'll do the other ones first, otherwise I forget it. Sorry, don't mind me, Fano. Just deciding what to do with our life right now. We're going to start with just quick couple of things. This is a real quick PSA. Larvae from an exotic mosquito, which could carry deadly diseases, was found in Auckland CBD on the 1st of April. It seems to be that it's contained to a very located area near Britomart. But given we've had issues with, was it the wasps? Or the hornets that we had in Auckland.
The hornets.
Yeah, the hornets. We had this. I realized my screen wasn't showing. So this is the area. But yeah, just something to keep on your radar if you're in the Auckland CBD area, because if you see anything like this, you should let them know, because it can carry diseases such as dengue fever, yellow fever, Zika virus. Haven't heard that one in a long time. And the chikungunya virus. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
I wonder if quinine protects against all of those. If so, everyone should have a G&T.
And then I just saw this. This is fun. I saw this on Facebook. Oh, it's gonna make someone did this on their car, and I just thought that was fun. This was when they were trying to get on, I think, a Blue Bridge ferry, actually.
Where did they score a Pikachu car?
That's not a Pikachu, guys. Get what you see, though.
It had Pikachu on it.
It's
Literally
close,
a Pikachu.
but not close.
Raichu, then. Is it Raichu?
It's not Raichu. It's just, I think, a colored car. I can't.
It's as a cow?
I don't know, man. Facebook's trying to force me to log in, and there we go. Oh no, it is Pikachu. You're right.
It is Pikachu.
My bad. I take it back. I didn't know they wrapped their car to look like a whole Pikachu. That must have cost heaps of money. Damn.
Well, they won like a competition. Remember how you used to be able to get like that Hot Wheels computer and the Barbie computer?
I doubt they did that for a thing, but yeah. And then we've got our small good news. We couldn't find much, but I did find something. And surprise, it came from the fast track. Green light for Southland Wind Farm. Contact Energy has gained approval to build a wind farm in Eastern Southland. So yeah, private company, but wind farm. Very happy about that. On Thursday, Bishop announced with Shane Jones and Simon Watts announced the Slope Down Wind Farm near Wyndham had been given approval by Fast Track Panel. Wind farm is situated on hills about 30 kilometers southeast of Gore and would consist of 55 turbines and has the potential to generate up to 380 megawatts and provide for up to 150,000 households.
Hold on, what is Jones saying?
Jones said the project would inject 13.5 million into the local economy and create up to 300 jobs during construction.
Was this April Fool's Day? Is this a real article?
This is real.
Fake.
No, it came from today. It came from today. That's what I mean. It came in at the last second. Once commissioned, it would employ about 10 to 14 full-time equivalent staff to operate the wind farm, and it's the country's biggest wind farm. Jones said the real significance of this infrastructure lay in the ability to unlock further investment and attract new industry to the region. Now he's all pro fucking.
Has the coalition just had like a quick huddle being like, all right, I know we've been against all this shit, but we're actually kind of fucked, so we actually got to stop lying and actually do something.
Well, I mean,
like, I don't know.
I don't have the clip on me right now, but you and me watched that clip of Shane Jones from, I believe it was their phases and fuel crisis thing, where all of a sudden this whole Labour bad, they were trying to say that like we're not gonna, do what Labour did and not move fast enough. And it's like, hold up, what? A lot of very contradictory statements coming out of the coalition, but
oh my goodness,
yay
asbestos
for wind
parts.
farm.
I hope not. I hope there's no asbestos parts in them. Can you imagine just spreading asbestos? Apparently that happened somewhere in Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could totally imagine that happening. I absolutely could remember. Believe that would happen. And then, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I'm gonna see if this works. We have a little meme.
Well, there was ODT, so was that down south, right?
Oh, sorry. You go?
Was it down south that was being built? Because it was ODT.
Yes. It was 30 kilometers southeast of Gore.
Okay, you know what the catch is? They got to build more energy because of the fucking data center that's going to be in Southland. That's probably it.
Shut up. Don't ruin my good news.
It.
Fuck up. But if you're right, we'll come back to this moment. Hey, maybe you should make a note in our Discord, in our Aotearoa Tonight Discord, and then that way we'll come back to it. If next year we find out that happened, then you can tell me you told me so.
I like
now
saying that.
Now we're in the memes, so you're not allowed to ruin our fun.
Okay.
Positivity only. I'm watching you. No more bloody cucumbers and Marmite.
He's so
now,
good,
fair enough.
though.
You've been working. You had a long shift, so I'm sure you were very hungry.
I'm kind of full on cucumber now.
Nice. This is just a fun little meme that I found that I had to upload.
1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. The mitochondria is the cell's main core. It's a powerhouse, it's where energy is stored. Science is the name of the subject on the board. Here goes the 3 to the 2 to the 1. Science fair coming soon, last year we won. Ain't no runner-up, we gon' go for number 1. School isn't boring, you just gotta make it fun. Here go the 3 to the 4 to the 5. Science fair coming, who gon' win the grand prize? Robotics Club, flip the switch, make it live. Growing up, your parents used to watch Bill Nye. If you didn't know, well, he's a science guy. He taught us everything we need to know about life. He told us science rules, he was right. Where's the lie? He's made up of cells, so are you and so am I. Every cell in the body getting busy. Every cell in the body getting busy. Now every cell in the body getting busy. Every cell in the body getting busy. Now every cell in the body getting busy. Every cell in the body getting busy. Now every cell in the body getting busy. Every cell in the body getting busy.
But yes, so I thought you guys would enjoy that little millennial education, what it would be like. To be honest, that song was stuck in my head all day. After I put that video, or after I checked that video wouldn't get us demonetized. So also go away. Leave me alone with your
Yeah, good vibes, good vibes.
Get out of here. Get out of here. We're only here for the fun. Sorry, I had to
All will
say
be
that.
fine. Head in the sand.
And then we have our last few memes from the chat. We had a good old Simeon looking like he's smoked a few too many cones, to be honest. Which is why I love this one. Simeon's
Maybe
not
next year.
here, man. And oh, did I not put it in the next? Fuck. There was another Simeon one I had. This one got me though. I'm sorry, but is this the set of Blue's Clues? It really does look like the big red chair behind him.
It
Like-
does, yeah. Someone needs to shop him with like the green striped shirt.
Yeah, that's what I should have done. You're so right. This was a bit of a meme. News headline: ex-national MP Jamie Lee Ross running escort agency. And if you remember who Jamie Lee Ross is, you'll find this hilarious. I see you Googling. I see you Googling.
Me?
Oh, I thought you were Google. I thought I saw you Googling something.
No. no.
Oh,
I'd be looking
yes.
up here because my Google screen's over here.
This is a good one. Rejoice, bottom feeders. You won't have to bake sourdough in this crisis. Such a random fucking line that he was like, oh, don't worry about it. I like sourdough. What do you mean? And this was a great little meme that Cyber Goblin memed up last week that gave me a good giggle. But yeah, look at that. We made it in and we haven't gone like 10 to 15 minutes over 2 hours. I love that for us.
Oh no, we did. Yeah, we did 2 hours. Oh no. Oops.
To be fair, Pat only did 1 hour yesterday, and I was like, does that mean that we should do 2.5 hours today to
That's right.
math the math out? But
Yeah, overcorrect.
yeah, no, we won't do that. You've had a long enough bloody day it is. I need to double check I haven't missed any chats. I don't think so. I think I got them all. Yes, I did. And I think that's us. Is there anything else that you
Oh, just if you guys, want more, join us Monday night, 6:30,
Yes.
Aotearoa tonight.
Yes,
Where we
absolutely. We'll do
I
more
don't
of
know,
it.
it's like a variety show at this stage, basically.
Yeah,
We're just having
sometimes
fun.
sometimes it's jam-packed full of news from like 6:30 till 9. Other times we might fuck around. We might just meme around, have a good time. But yeah, totally come hang out with us on Aotearoa tonight on Monday. So we'll be back with that. Obviously, the boys won't be here on Monday because it's a public holiday and they're losers who have actual lives and do stuff on holidays, unlike me. So they will be back with you on Tuesday. And also, obviously, just want to say a big shout out again to all of our patrons. Thank you for helping support us and support what we do. If you want to support us in other ways, you can buy cool stickers and cups and merch. I still haven't got a cup, actually. But yeah, I think that's... I'm sorry, guys. Unless you guys have something... Unless you guys have something for me, we're done. We're done for now.
Well, guys, actually, here's some promising news because BHN's not going to be on Monday. We could do an extra long show.
Oh my god, are we going to go to like?
We might do a 3-hour. Who knows?
No, 6:30 to 11. Just kidding.
Oh my goodness,
we're not doing 6:30 to 11. That would.
What
be
is
too
that? Like
much.
5.5 hours? Or
That's
something?
too many hours. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for sticking with us through random tech difficulties and enjoying us. I did know. I saw Mark actually made a comment that I have a crush on Madeline. Obviously, did you not hear that woman? She's colored hair and a communist like that, and she's alternative. Like, come on, that's just like dream woman material right there. But I do. There's a good chance we'll jump into the BHN Discord for a little bit. Have a bit of yarn after the show. So if you don't know how to find the Discord, go to bhn.nz, go to the top right corner, and you'll be able to find the links to Discord, Patreon, and all the other good stuffs. And actually, I should try get Madeline on the show. I've actually, real quick secret since we're going over time anyway, I have tried to reach out to Brennan Lee Mulligan. That's the kind of shots I'm shooting. So, and I'll probably shoot another shot again. Same with Philip DeFranco. Like, who knows? They might notice us, and they might.
I've seen channels with like 10 views getting people who are like way above their level. So just be persistent.
Yeah, that's the thing is, all you can do is shoot your shot, and all I can do is actually remember that I was supposed to upload the credit video. So I was supposed to see, look, this is why I was buffering. See, I clearly knew that I hadn't uploaded everything. Mostly just because I don't want to have too much to deal with at one time. And yeah, it is pretty damn big. But hey, if you don't ask, you don't know. And I mean, the worst thing that they can do is not reply to me or say no. Like, why not? I mean, I think Brennan is a great person to have talking about political issues. Like, amazing. And I mean, could you imagine if we could get Sam Reich? That would be like God tier. So, hey. Also, yes, I see you. I see you and your bloody cucumber. It's fine. Well, we've got the credits, so hopefully I should be oh, okay, that's right. It auto plays. Cool. But it does work. I've got it proper this time. I don't have to use the backdoor method, which throws us off.
Right.
But yes, we better head into these fucking credits and go to bed because it's been a long day. There we go, right button. But yes, join us back on Tuesday, 9 p.m. for Big Hairy News. And let's play us out.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in.
I kind of like
many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have the hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can't afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting bees from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a warpath to run, and linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A in a self and a higher in mind. All have a lean either this way or that, and will be analyzed by both Dewey and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed.
Right Hairy News.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, Whānau, for our episode of Right Hairy News, the Easter edition with myself and Detective Rogers. Thank you so much for joining us after a 12-hour shift. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Is there anything else you want to leave the Whānau
That's
with?
all I have to say. He has risen.
And stay safe, Whānau. You know, it's holidays. People end up doing dumb stuff and getting hurt. We want you home safe, and we want you back here on Tuesday. So, from me to you, keep cool to after school, and we will see you later. Ka kite.
Peace and love.
Ooh, wrong one. Remove me.
Yes.
What have I done?
I'm back.
Ah!
We still live?
I don't know, man. I guess we're here now.
If we get 600 likes, I'll start a cucumber OnlyFans. low bar.